folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated. Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
Good morning. I am just getting sorted out here for the first time, so bear with me as I make sure everything's working properly. Okay. I think everything should be sharing and showing my screen here. I am just deciding how I want to approach this morning still. So actually, let me do this here. So there are meetings happening all day, it looks like, so I gotta keep that in mind. So this is the beginning of this Blue Guardian challenge for me. This is exciting for me because I'm a trader that is, near the kind of fluctuating around break even. So what I'm trying to do in this challenge is to prove to myself and alongside with anyone that decides to watch that that I can move to that kind of that next step of being consistent, a little bit more consistent, to where I meet that challenge goal and don't draw down into the stop loss area there. So you can see here, this is just the in progress thing dashboard for Blue Guardian. It's just basically saying nothing's happened yet. So not super exciting there. So I do like to turn on, there we go, update the calendars. Yeah, that shows some flags in there. So all right, so what I'm actually going to do is as much as I like to jump in and start looking for trades, because the 4th of July, I was kind of quick to exit on Monday. So we're doing my normal job as well as doing some trading stuff. So I like to reset everything to get a fresh look at the chart. But I also have to go back and do some testing. What I've decided to do recently is go back through the entire session, the previous session, and basically backtest the strategy. So I'll go back here and starting usually around 3 or so server time. So yeah, somewhere as the volume starts picking up, I'll start looking for the setup that I look for. And then I'll log it in to my sheet here, which I know is not like the most exciting first thing to jump in on to, but working towards being a disciplined trader, I said that I was going to do that before I took any more trades. So you can certainly bear with me as I or you can take off too. You never know what you want to do. But I'm going to take a look at the setups that have shown up. So I'm not going to directly describe it right at this moment because I want to be quick, but you may pick up on it as I go. So I'll just explain my process here. I use I haven't updated my tools yet, so I have to do that too. It's a new platform here for me, so I gotta update my tools. Try to make the notifications go away. Normally I have a couple screens, so I can keep things a little bit more separate. Today I'm actually not at home. I'm at kind of a beautiful spot to be kicking this off. My father-in-law lives on a lake, and we always come over here for the 4th of July, and so it's a glass reflective lake right now, right, kind of buried in the trees. So sitting on a deck because I think that's the best spot that's not around sleeping people that has a service or a Wi-Fi. So I use a fib tool for back testing here like this. Let's see if I can get my levels put in here and see where it's. Just takes me a second to get it sorted out. Oh, okay, let's see if that looks like. So it's 50. All right, I'm just gonna do that for today. It's a little bit different than that, but it gives me at least a quick framework for doing my testing, so I can get into trading for today. This should be 1R. So it's 23. Oh, that's 1R. So this is 2. Okay. So I just use the fib to show me where the levels are reaching to for quick testing, so I don't have to put in exact pips and everything like that. I use this also for managing the trade as it comes, so it's not a total waste of time here. I think 5 is all I need. Like so. Okay. So this would be a trade here. And the way I manage it is once it hits each R level, and I'll slide stop up to, like, if it hits 1R, or actually, sorry, 1R, then I'll slide it to break even, hits 2R, slide it to 1, and so on and so on. So this trade here hits 2R right over here. And then let's see, does it come back? Doesn't come back. So then it goes up to 3R, and then it comes back to 2. So this is a 2R. And let's see, I'm testing EJ. 6, 7, 5. There we go. 2. And we'll give it an entry time, just a kind of a rough, to kind of start deciding what sessions are best. So there we go. There we have the first trade. There's another one. So that gets to 1 and then falls back off. So that's a 0. And active trades will have a little bit different management just because they'll base on the actual entry, which sometimes falls below the 50% level. But testing purposes, this gives me at least something to kind of adjust everything on as time goes on. If I notice things changing, and I can adjust little bits here and there. But I am, like I said, trying to be disciplined in 731 in my process here. So typically my MO is that I get disciplined for a while and then find a way to change my rules, or do something that kind of puts me into a different trading strategy because I get either bored or think that there's a better idea. I've heard people talk about it all the time in trading world. So I know I'm not alone, but I also don't want to be doing that as my. I want to be a better trader. So as I hopefully get better and better, then happen less and less. There's one. Can't hear that. I'm not sure if you can hear that fan kicking on. I'm on portable battery power, so it's like a solar generator, so I can have power out here. Hey, bud. Yeah. My son just woke up. So that's well, I'm going to put it in my chart. Spread may or may not have allowed this entry to happen, but I'm just going to do it for the sake of getting more data, getting close. There's the 1, there's the 2, there's the 3, goes to 4. Yeah, so this is a 3. Said hide that, please. All right, so 4. Wait, no, 3. 1140. Okay, little mini one in here. And I know it overlaps the last trade that it was testing on, but I'll still use them for analysis, like for back testing, because I just assumed that I would be, what if I jumped in after that one had already entered? I'm not going to overlap trades, but in terms of setup performance, then this is, that's what I'm looking for. So it goes to 1, goes to 2, goes to 3. This one goes to 4 before going back to 3. So that would have been a smaller entry. I was not 7.5 on this day. This is actually trading on the 4th. Yeah. This one was actually here. 55. So I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just so I can double check to make sure that I'm not seeing anything saying that my voice isn't working. All right. Looks like a couple folks said hi this morning. Good morning. Maybe just a quick introduction. My name is Zach. I've been trading for a handful of years, kind of moving around different markets, and got brought over to, not brought over, I went over to Forex after looking at chasing penny stocks, and had a hand at large caps, and tried a bunch of different stuff. So if let's see, is anyone around that can make sure that you can hear me? If you can post in that comment, that'd be sweet. So yeah, I've been in Forex for over a year, still working towards. I just realized there's a flag in the background. They put up a bunch of flags for the 4th. Big old celebration last night around here. My wife was telling me that there's people still partying at like 4 a.m. I was just trying to sleep. So awesome. Thanks, travel trade. Kind of works well with what I'm doing right now. I am not at home. If you didn't hear that, I'm at a lake. Let's see if I can get you guys the shot of the lake. Wi-Fi camera the camera can't quite get it, but it's beautiful this morning. So I just wanted to make sure that was working properly. I'm going to get back to this testing. I'll kind of keep talking about my introduction, but yeah, thanks for being here this morning. It's kind of a new thing for me. So go back to sharing my screen. There we go. Okay. So yeah, been working in Forex for over a year, trying to dial in a strategy. I've gone through times that have been really good, and fast gains, and lost it, and small gains, and lost it, and, so I'm definitely kind of in that up and down break even area, or I guess slowly over time losing. I'm confident, not confident, that's the wrong word. I'm proud of my risk management because I've always been able to maintain my small amount of capital that I typically would trade with in order to not run out of opportunity to trade. So I can be confident about that. All right, so this one goes break even. This tags into the one here. Let's put a 0 there. Just a bit. Oh, that hit. Trade. All right, so that's the end of that session for UJ. For now, I'm going to be only on UJ and EU. One of the things I tend to do often is get a little carried away with the opportunity the Forex market provides in terms of how many things you can go in and, let's see, there we go. So I actually only had, there's so many things that I could try to trade. So there's one of the things that I'm not disciplined in is that I'll move around instead of learning and getting used to more one or like right now two different pairs. So that's something I'll be deciding on. Basically, my rule is that if I'm going to start trading another pair, I need to do the same testing that I'll do on these two, or maybe once I've done these two for long enough, then I can add it back in, or add in another pair and start testing daily testing on that one too. So UJ is ready to go. So what I do is I reset my template just to kind of clean everything up in case I left a bunch of junk on from the day before. I have a couple of scripts that I've made for just doing some analysis type lines. So that one there gives me last 3 days high and low. So you can see green is yesterday or last session, orange is the previous, and then red is the 3rd day back. You can see that it looks pretty junky when there's here. I'll zoomed in there, but you can see that there. So it just gives me some levels to keep an eye on as I'm going, looking at targets and that sort of thing. So and potential areas to not take trades in a direction if there's a spot there. So this next one is session lines. So that's a New York Open session line there. And yeah, that's kind of where I get started there. So I will have to wait and see if I get it set up on this guy here. And there we go. Sometime. Okay. And let's see how to do it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. So 5. If it gets to 5, it's just the end. I don't keep going there. At least not for now. If I find that I'm getting lots and lots of 5s, which would be sweet, then maybe I'll just manage up to however high it goes instead of having 5 be the end point. All right, so there's a loss there. Right there's a loss. I don't have to even pull that one out. I see it. -1. Oops. -1. Where was that? -4. I do really like to drink coffee, so I will, when my coffee's done, I will hop up and grab another cup and be back quickly after that. Just fair warning, coffee breaks are part of my routine. Okay. That's a weird one. Hiding in there. Well, break even. Yeah, not quite. Another loss right here. $13. Let's see. Let's just close. Yeah, I'm gonna say no entry there. This is hopefully well, I'm not trying to be anything specific for the people watching right now, just showing my process with the news, with the Forex Factory red folder things. It does make me a little bit nervous just because I trade with pretty small stops in terms of ATRs when the when the news drops. So I'm feeling a little bit okay about not having a real active trade at the moment for everyone to see, but I'm also not trying to perform. So I don't know if you can move your rig. Sure. Yeah. And then Lisa's got to get hers out too. So I don't know if you can work in the field just for a while. Sure. All right, folks, I'll be right back here as I go. Oh, I'll just leave it on the screen there. I gotta move my car, so I'll be right back. Okay. The loss right here, 2003. Oops. All right, cool. There we are. So now I can start looking for trades. See what happened here. Okay. So maybe the next thing I'll check here with you folks, if you're watching still, is colors on my chart. And I know, all right, let me just do one that's a little bit bigger. Is it fairly straightforward to see the colors? I have this scheme that I call Easy Eyes, and that's for my eyes, not necessarily for other people's eyes, which is new for me. So go away. So that maybe let me know if you can see that. Let's see. Stop sharing for just a moment. See if there's anything. I can't, with my single screen here today, I can't look at the comments and see if it's, let's see. Oh, I can do it like this. I already shared my Blue Guardian. I can do just the trading window. That'll work. Okay, cool. So that's sharing. So maybe if someone's still around, you could let me know if you see how that looks chart wise. You can see what I'm looking at. I've got green and red bars and a couple of black moving averages. Hey Ryan, see that you said good day. How's it going? Skills FX. How's it going? I've got knowledge. I don't know if it's something anyone or everyone necessarily wants at this point. So um, I will certainly do my best to be helpful in any way that I can. Um, However, if you missed it, I'm not currently like a super awesome, mega successful trader. So just gotta keep going here, keep getting better. That's what my goal is. All right, well, waiting for setups. Light shade, skills effects, light shade for what? Sorry, I don't really know what you're talking about. Is that you're talking about the chart colors? Woo, a little too stretchy there. All right. Oh, I don't get my lines ready. Let's see. Where's my little arrow? There it is. Okay, so I'm just what am I doing? I'm just getting this terminal up to the way I like it. There we go, that one. So always some jealousy I have using this MetaTrader when I see people in the tools that are on TradingView. Let's see. Chart background, cool. Skills, let's see. Oh, I did that on accident. Still getting the hang of this. I trade right now is Euro US and USD JPY. They're most consistently low spread. And that's the ones I've done testing on at this point. So chart background, I can see what I can do for chart background here. Let's see. That's F8. Dude, live streaming and chart background don't go together, or options don't go together that well. Let's see what light gray looks like. That may change. Oh, that's a grid. Sorry. Dark. All right, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. All right. See what you think. They're left or right, or skills FX. Actually, I can just remove that. The break line. It is a little bit easier to see in it. I wonder if I can change the colors of the words. Foreground. Like that. That looks better. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What do you think? Left or right? Chart background color. This is UJ's getting close actually. If I do get a break below here, then I'll be actively looking for a setup. I need to finish setting up my entry tool here. see, what is it? Okay. Cool. I'll get the other chart updated with that color too. It is a little easier to see. I agree. Thanks, Skills. So I'll do this. Delete lines. Yeah, let's get everything off. Just do this. Save. And then, bam. Ready to go. Just gonna move my line. It's still not working. What happened there? I usually have it so it pops up the box right after. All right, so that's my break line here. That's what I'm waiting for to cross down to the downside. As long as this doesn't chop around in there. If it starts chopping, then I have to cancel it out. And keep working on my entry tool. Ooh, it's harder to see now. Let's do blue. There we go. That's good. Oh, that's way too far. There we go. 42. Oh yeah, more fireworks this morning. Sheesh. All right, I'm getting close to. I'm gonna just make this chart bigger. A little bit of room. There we go. So we broke free there. I don't have my rectangle. That's okay. Need to be ready for the trade, so I pop in my lines like this. Let's get this guy. My guess is it's probably gonna go a little bit lower first. Which is good because right now I can't get in yet. I have to have my setup has to be at 50% or greater, so it's okay now. It's pretty good. Rectangle comes in, highlight the balance. All right, so this red line is stop loss. My order entry will add in spread. So I do a stop loss, and then it will add in whichever direction it is. I'll add in some pips for spread. So this could be my first trade on the live stream. That's exciting. I usually go for middle of the imbalance, but does have to be above 50%. So this one will just be a 50%er entry like that. So let's see. I gotta turn on my button trading. There we go. Let's just check to make sure that my calculations, is that right? 50. 0.20. 2. 50, yeah. Cool. So there's first entry. Well, not entry, sorry. First order entered. I like that. Not only it broke my target break line, but also 1, 2, 3 more before it's been coming back up. So as long as I don't see a bunch of red, green, red, green, red, green, then I'll leave this order in place. And I can use this setup to get my order management tool set up, which I can probably clean up a little bit when I have time. Right now I use, what do I use? There's a Fibo. Okay, so I'm in. First trade. Live streaming in a trade. Yeehaw! Let's see. Different markets for about 2-3 years, and do not like that noise. Still not happy with my trading. There we go. Turn that off. Meaning, I want trading to be a fun. I want it to be oh, there we go. Oh, that was weird. Hmm. Cool. Well, But one thing I have learned is that drawdown is a part of trading, and I can't change that. So twitchy when there's a camera going. Let's see, maybe if anyone is still around, you can let me know. Just make sure that make sure Mike's working again after the broadcast crashed. Yeah, let me know if you still see it. Let's test that. Let's see. So I'll come in and put this tool right on my actual entry and stop. And then I can remove this guy. Oh, I don't like the colors at all. You can see it. I got used to the lighter background. That's part of the issue, I think. Where are they? Different color again. Something darker. Okay, here we go. So that should be 0. That's good. 2 should be 1, 3, 2. What's that? 118. 118. Looks pretty good. Okay. So that's my super high tech trade management. Go away. Keep getting these pop ups saying I'm focusing well. Back on. Thanks, Scene. So if you're just watching now, I'm in short trade on UJ. Which one am I? UJ. So far, it's just kind of spent time in negative. See what happens. Let me actually get my chart. There we go. So EU is also moving down, which is an interesting thing because they usually, not usually, well, often enough they trade opposite each other. But that is why I like the two pairs, is they don't seem quite so directly correlated as like watching EU and GU. But this is a new setup for me as well, actually. So, and breakpoint was here. flatten it out like so. All right, well, we'll wait for that to finish its thing. That's getting pretty close to stopping out. So if I wasn't already in, you can see another trade showing up potentially right there. And I do think about working on adding in 2 positions later on. I just want to get more confident in this system first. Let's see, a few folks still watching. Is there where? Let me know where you're watching from. I always think that's cool to hear when I'm watching other people's videos. So maybe you can let me know where you're watching from. Skills effects. I think it was right when the stream cut out that I was letting you know I've been trading for like 3 years, more than 3 years, and still trying to enter that consistently profitable. And so no, I'm not full time. I have another job that I work, which I'll switch to after I'm done here. So we're getting just about to stop out on the UJ. Let's see, does that EU have enough of a gap or imbalance to trade? You're right at 50%. Well, looks like there's some room if it gets down. All right, stop out there on the UJ. Not this time, I guess. So I'll just reset everything here. And wait. Looks like it's going to be a little bit. So I'm going to go refill my coffee. I'll be right back. Put in your chat if you can where you're from. I want to see where everybody's from so I can just enjoy that. So Michigan scene. That's cool. Some friends from Michigan. They always talk about some cool theme park out there that they take their kids to. And their kids always ask my kids, "Hey, have you been to blah blah blah?" Nope, still haven't been there. Well, I'm not sure if Skills FX is still watching, but it's I like the new colors. Thanks for the heads up. My office at home is a little bit darker, so it's not necessarily like sometimes it's too bright to have the light background, but I'll keep it for better visibility for now. Price hasn't broke yet. So this would be a new setup if it breaks here. Like it just did. So new setup just formed. Well, I need a portion of it did at least. So I needed to get down far enough to where at least an imbalance and leave some sort of imbalance in the wake of breaking structure. So ideally right here, if this one moves lower, maybe this one bigger here. Just a second. So this one, depending on what this candle does, could be set up. So I get my bars out. Currently needs to be up at minimum of 50% pullback. Sometimes when there's decent momentum, it doesn't even get there. It does a little mini gap test, and then just keeps going. So we'll see what the momentum looks like here. So that's 5-minute chart. Some competition there with some of these lows. But the 15 looks like 5R would be right at the bottom there. So there could be a good retest liquidity rate area. All right, so technically I'm ready to get in here. It's pretty short. 3.2 pips. But I like the setup is right. Let's see, it's changed a little bit. Huh. My son is already out swimming, jumping off the dock. That's pretty awesome. All right, so I'm gonna put in my holy Toledo. I'm not used to lot sizes like that. 1.5 lots. Is a small range. Spread's actually 0. Zero and 1. Wow. Cool. I like that. Scene, are you trading right now too, or are you just watching? for now. There we go. And we'll look to see what happens now. So this is kind of what I was talking about, where you can see it came into the gap, retested, and now it's already moving lower. So that might be the story of this setup. Well, I'm not confident yet enough to trade those little miniature. Oh, I see. I don't like these to be in the front. It's amazing how many settings I change as I go through a day or get my setup. Oh, I like it. Working, trading, watching, been in these shorts. Nice scene. And now there's a cat here. Hi, kitty. So you can see my stop loss grows as the size of the move changes. Take a look here. Nice. Looks like a good position scene. I like it. So this move, let's see. This might be good enough here. Get that in the background too. Okay, I've got a limit order in there, the blue line on EU. If it gets a nice big pullback before it goes lower. And riding lower with scene. Chassis. Nathaniel Whittington. How's it going? Canceling that order again. It's moving lower. And taking a peek at this move here. So I'll switch to 2-minute chart here on this one to see the setup shows up there. Don't like this yellow. Gold, I guess it is, sorry. Not used to using, let's do sea green. Dim green, we'll fill it in. How about that? That's better. Hmm. All right, well, I'm going to give this a little bit longer, see if anything sets up, and then I'll probably depart for the day. Keep an eye on the charts as I'm doing my job. How'd it go, bud? I heard you jumping off the dock already. There you go. Mm-hmm. It's good.
It's someone else's turn to talk.
Mm-mm. I'm the only one that gets dock. It's kind of cool. Just waiting for. It just looks like my normal computer. Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
There's a handful of people potentially watching, but.
Oh, like anyone can watch it on your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. So for UJ, I would like to see like a two-stage pullback. So down into here, up, and then down, and then break through. whatever pivot that leaves, or little short-term high that leaves. That would be my ideal for UJ. For EU, I'm still watching this move lower here, although it is getting a little bit like it's got its own structure happening in there, so I'm a little less excited about it. But the same thing, if it gives a little bit of a multi-stage pullback to where it comes up and get these out of here. So if it comes up, and you can see this little short-term high here, short-term high here. So if it comes up and retests or breaks one of those, and then moves lower, then I can reset and potentially take an entry there. I think it will. I mean, looking at a little bit more of the picture, I think that is the most likely setup I can get. So let's see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Yeah, a little bit of movement in the EU, but just slow kind of at this point. Excuse me. Okay, just now moving up again. Past the previous high, short-term high. Hmm. Not really enough to, not really enough of a pullback to be ready for another opportunity. Or the way I have defined, then I can take a trade. I don't have to. The whole point is that I don't have to be super subjective. Excuse me. But like I mentioned earlier, I think my ideal would be coming up this way. Let's see, coming down a bit. This, again, this is my ideal, not what I know is going to happen. Something like that. Even maybe this big wick up there or something. Then a break below that. That little guy right there. That will be what I'm looking for. Technically, there's a short-term low right in here. Subjectively, like I just said, I don't have to be. Subjectively, I would like to see it go up higher. Maybe use that gap up there a little bit more, or even close this bigger gap from that big candle. So I'm gonna give this a little bit more time, see if it gets this setup finishes up, and then I'll um, then I will probably be done for the day. Streaming wise, I always like to watch, and my job allows me to keep the charts open, so that's cool. Look for more setups. So this could be the pop up new break line. Is it the peanut butter cereal? Is it good? Peanut butter puffs. Trader X, you can follow that link and see what the offer is. It's a trading offer, so it's already going lower. So this will give me a new break line wherever this one pivots, if it does. Well, eventually, if it does, I should say. I'm sure it'll pivot at some point. That's kind of hard for me because I like this is like a very mini version of the setup here. So it's like it's up, it creates this short-term low, and it dumps out below it, leaving a gap and wake. That's my step 2. Gap is left in the wake of a structure break, but I just emotions come out and I start to feel a little bit scared. So I'm not going to use that one as an entry. I want to wait and see if this bigger picture move above. Let's see, right here is where break line keeps moving. It's not, well, it doesn't keep moving. I just keep moving it too soon. That's the battery. It's gonna take a little longer to set up than I want. I'm gonna go refill my coffee. Every time I get coffee, I do 10 push-ups, 10 squats. That's part of my discipline rhythm. Especially in the morning, it feels pretty good. Even in the mornings where it feels just like super hard and annoying, it helps me wake up, helps me not be lazy. So I'm out. I'm gonna go refill, see if this gives me this this part of the move here that I have highlighted in my orange arrows. Comes out and breaks the raid line, and then we have a break line to be on the way back down. So shall see. I'm going to, let's see, I'm just going to mute up a little bit. Got a plan, I just got to wait for it. All right, well, what do you think? Is it gonna come back up? Yeah, I'm still gonna wait and see if we get a rate up here. That'll be the criteria for entry at this point. The yeah, needs a little bit more time. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be done for today. It's my first shot at this, so one loss, traded pretty quick on the U. That was the UJ right in here. I'll put my arrows on for a sec. There it was right there. So setup was just right, but it was out of favor for me. So I followed the plan though, and didn't take too big of a shot. I need to get used to seeing big lot sizes. And so yeah, well, now I'm getting a decent move on the EU. Let's see. Maybe I'll give it a few more minutes, see if I can get this entry before I take off, before I shut down the stream for today. Right now, break line has moved here. Maybe, yeah, that's fine. Could be this one. Almost up to the rain line that I wanted to see broke to the top side. Really prefer to see that break. I can technically, this can be a raid of this short-term high here. Although I don't think it probably was. That would validate the setup if it does shoot down and leave a gap in a wake. So there's a possibility of another entry here. So I'm going to hang on just a minute. See if it shows up. Just realized I was muted. No, I'm not muted. We're good. Drinking instant coffee this morning from Folgers. It's not the best coffee I've ever had, but no. It's dark water though. It's pretty dark colored. So let's see. 14 people still watching. How many of you drink coffee? Anyone? Coffee. And if you drink coffee, how much on a scale of 1 to 10 do you like Folgers instant coffee? It's nice, Trader Rex. Yeah, coffee's nice. Less nice when it's Folgers instant coffee is my argument. It's almost there. what is it called? Milo? Oh, you don't drink coffee, you drink Milo. No, they're I don't know what Milo is, but there's a lot better instant coffees available now than Folgers. That's just what's that's just what's here. He's actually got a father-in-law's got a pot, a little tin of the Starbucks instant, which is preferred. Like it's a lot better, but it's not open yet, and I didn't want to open it just because I'm being picky. So I'm just gonna drink the Folgers crystals. Laney, coffee is the best thing ever. I I think it's up there for sure. It's one of my favorites. I'm sober sober from being an alcoholic in my past, and coffee is always always delicious. Chocolate milk, like is it chocolate milk Trader X Milo, or is it it's a chocolate version of milk? So do you is it warm though? Do you warm it up? Well, it looks like stop talking about coffee and look at my trade setup here. So I did get the raid right up here. See what it ends with, and if it gives me a new opportunity for the entry. That thick black line is New York Midnight, which I plot on the chart to keep an eye on. I don't really always use it. I know that there's significance there from the ICT videos I've watched. Trader X. Oh, it's so popular. Okay. So do you warm up Milo, or is it something you drink cold? Or maybe it's Milo. Sorry, it's Milo. I don't know. That looks pretty nice there. There's no new brake line, so it still has to get back down to that orange line. We still have to get down here. What are we at? Which is 2 days ago, maybe low. Is that 2 days ago low or high? It's low. Yeah, it's low. So we're sitting right around the low of yesterday's session, or I should say the last session, and then also right by the low of 2 days ago session, or 2 sessions ago session. Too many sessions. There it is. So still don't have a short-term low to change the break line. Still down here. Kind of blends in right with the low 2 sessions ago. The sun's now fishing off the dock. That's pretty cool. Oh, I just looked up what Milo is. Trader X. I see it. We have a something called Ovaltine. Kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if that's something that's available to you as well, but that's what it looks like to me. Oops. So I don't love this, but this is short-term low now. Well, I guess it depends on this next candle, but I would want to see. Well, I guess it can't be subjective. That's the whole point of this. I want to be machine-like. Very subtle though. Okay, moving down a little bit now. Maybe we get a new raid. Up here. Or not. Sheesh. Yeah, similar. Okay. Laney, I can't remember what part Me Too was said to. I was talking about coffee and past life, so could be either one. Either way, it sounds like we're maybe on a similar page. I know you guys can't see the little words that I put in the on the lines there. They're just reference for me to look back at later. Break line and raid line is what I use. 10 years yesterday, dude. Way to go. Way to go. For me, life is much better when I don't drink, so I'm thankful. Congratulations to you. That's rad. Sun's look at my forehead. It's coming through the trees now. Lighten me up. All right, so if we get a gap here, this is what I've been waiting for. So 2 more candles. This one to finish and one more. See if it leaves a gap. So I'll get my lines all ready. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's weird. Kind of grabbed on. So we need one more candle. I'll just get this ready out here. Stop will definitely be up here. Did I not get a limit line? Oh, there it is. Let's see what the nothing really yet. UJ needs to come down. Raid this. Maybe if I make it caps, you can see it better. Raid line. Make it flat. Don't like crooked lines. Like so. All right, so there's not going to be a gap in this candle. I'll have to wait a little bit. No gap. Let's see, break line for this guy is right in here. Even sun's in my eye is pretty good now, so I'm gonna have to find a new spot. So what's scary about this setup here is, so I guess it's creating a new short-term low. And yeah, I don't know what to call that. High, like outside bar, I guess is what it is. It's higher and lower than the last one. All right, so right here, give myself a new break line. This guy's just kind of chilling, staying pretty tidy. Here's a little bit of zoomed out picture. Dang. So normally I'd be looking for an entry somewhere in this area, but there's no gap for me to enter on. That's what my criteria is when structure is broken, leaving a small gap, or a gap, I should say, some sort of imbalance gap, and then returning to it for the entry. So I have to wait for that to form before I can take the entry. That's why I haven't gone in again yet. So Trader X, I will explain a little bit better. So I was kind of trying not to be specific with the with the setup in terms of what I was doing, but um, and I was gonna do that tomorrow, but I'm sure I'll have to do it plenty of times. So um, I am waiting for um, or what I do wait for is what I call a raid break, or a liquidity raid or stop raid, or whatever you want to call it. So originally I was starting to wait for it back here. We got this high up here, and then what I look for after that happens is a short-term low to then be either rated to rate again and then push below that short-term low, and leave in the wake. I'm looking for a fair value gap to be left somewhere at or higher than, in this case, 50% of the retracement. So I can show you my example from UJ earlier. Let's see, buttons are in a weird spot. All right, so this is a I like the way this setup formed is good. So you can see it's moving down. I use it to MAs like just as a quick visual reference to filter it out. So it's trending down, it's clear, and then it gives these pullbacks. So then this big wick up here took out this high, didn't quite make it down lower, and then tried and failed. Or it failed lower, yeah, and then it broke not only this one, and this one, and this one. So leaves this gap in the wake, and then I get in at 50% or higher in a short situation to look for movement down. That's a really quick overview of what I'm waiting for here. It hasn't given me a gap yet. So for instance, if this break of this short-term low right here would have left a gap, then I could have looked for an entry there. It's just not doing it. So it did break below short-term low, which I like. And now maybe it'll attempt again, or maybe even put in a wake up above the raid line here, and then move down lower again. So we'll see. So Trader X, you can let me know if that was at all helpful or if that was super unclear. I can keep trying to learn how to describe, excuse me, to describe what I'm waiting for the audience sake. I am on M1 just because that is my style. I like to see things change quickly. I like to be actively watching and kind of on my toes, if that makes sense. I do reference the other time frames as needed for different reference points and such. But for the most part, my goal is to be able to create and use a strategy that allows me to just kind of sit down and not spend a huge amount of time looking for and analyzing. It feels at this point, because I've been kind of break even for a while, like it's just too good to be true. But this strategy has been good in my testing, so I'm going to be testing it here as we go. Starting to not be able to see very well here with my sun in my eyes. Okay, cool. Trader X, thanks. Stardust, I've been trading for 3 years or more, something like that. Trying to get consistent as opposed to kind of wishy-washy break even. So that's where I'm at right now. Watching on Facebook though, that's cool. That's the first one I've seen of those. Right now I still have the same break line and looking for a move lower that leaves a gap. So it'd be let's see. I think it would be ideal to see a couple big bars form here, or at least one big bar to push below that break line. Let's see if it happens. I'm gonna see if I can get it out of the sun a little bit here. Fortunately, it's not super hot yet. But oh, that feels better already. No, the sun's in the background though. Sheesh. Okay, so break line is shot below, so let's see, it'd be cool to get a big enough cantilever gap, or at this point I can use the gap that's between here and here. Stardust. This is the first day of trading this challenge, so we'll see what a monthly gain looks like. In the past, I've had months that are, multiple hundreds of percent gains, but I've never been able to stick with it and be consistent past stuff like that. So you hear stories all the time of people getting fast gains and then giving it all back because it was earned improperly. And that's my story a handful of times. So grow and shrink is kind of the story of my trading life so far. That's why I'm doing this challenge, is so I can have some accountability, stick with strategy, improve upon it in reasonable ways. Gotta get my order ready here, sorry. So here's the run, and stop will go. And this, you can see I have a recommended stop minimum, so I will give it a little bit more in this case because of the New York midnight line there. Entry is going to be up halfway through the gap, and it's a limit sell, and that is in now. So we'll see if that happens or not. And after this trade, I will I'll be done streaming. After this, I gotta go do my normal job. And so as it's moving lower here, I'll just adjust as needed. Oh, you know what? I didn't follow my rules on this one yet. I gotta cancel that order for now, because you can see 50% is not, the gap is not above or equal to 50%. So it's actually now it is. You can see entry is now just above 50%. Well, maybe you can't see that because it's kind of hard for me to see even with the colors. All right, so I can put that order back in there. Limit sell about halfway through the gap, 50% or less retracement. Yeah, Trader X, I'm at my father-in-law's house. We come out here for the 4th of July holiday here. And it just so happened that my first day of streaming was going to be while we were here, because we stayed the night last night. Got a terrible night's sleep because of fireworks going off everywhere and partying and all that. So it is peaceful now. It was not peaceful at all last night. Loud music, loud explosions. But yes, indeed, it is peaceful. I'm very fortunate to be in this environment right now. It still wants to go. So then it introduces a new usable gap in here, right at the break line. Gotta find a new color for this guy here. What black would look like. That's better. Better for me. Okay, so now this move is getting bigger and bigger. So sometimes what I'll do is take a look. Hang on, I'm just checking here. Don't like that. And I will, if there's too many locations of gaps, I will start moving up a little bit, time frame wise, to look for the best gap, best looking gap here. So that's M2, this M3. Just broke that equal low. So if scene is still here, I think that was his target or her target, whatever it was. It said equal lows. I'm not sure if that was the same equal lows, but that's cool. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right. So there's not really much better at this point that I see. So I will probably use cancel the order, slide it down into this gap here. Oh, stop loss changed. Minimum is a little higher now because of the range. It's nice having buttons that figure out risk for me, though. I don't know if everyone uses something like that, but I have it set to use these two lines and calculate risk. Excuse me. Yeah, give it a shot, dude. If you have the opportunity, internet allows and that sort of stuff. That's certainly pretty cool to be able to trade outside. I do like my office better still. It's not outside like this, but it's got all my gear that I like better. So, but definitely, sometimes this is pretty cool. People lighting off fireworks again. Didn't get enough yesterday. I know there's a big glare in the background too. I can't really do anything else about it right now though. Be cool to get one more trade in today, but that's just because it's streaming. It'd be cool for you folks to see it. Yeah, it is. It can be limiting for sure being inside the walls and everything. I don't know if you have windows or something you could have as a another spot, but you could always go for a walk too. Coffee's all gone, so my throat's getting all chunky. Call it. So I will, at some point, if it gets too choppy down here and it just kind of doesn't really know what to do, then I'll usually cancel order and wait for a better setup. Last hours with Turney. That was it's not a mustache channel. It's pretty cool though. I don't know where you live, but we have that moss in our forest around here. My son found that and handed it to me, so I just turned it quickly into my word that I wanted to say was delicious mustache, but that's not the right word for that kind of description. But yeah, it's not a mustache channel. Sorry. I'm on Euro USD, waiting for this. If it pulls back, you can see the kind of greenish blue line is where my sell limit order is. I just switched it to 2-minute chart just to see the difference in gaps and that sort of thing. So for now, I'm leaving my order right where it's at. See, this one may not give me the opportunity that I'm looking for, but that's okay. That's what happens in trading. Keep watching and see if it comes back up to that line. So for this one, I would expect I see a raid down to one of these two levels. Let's see if any of them show up. Yeah, well, they both show up on 5-minute too. So before trying to break into the territory of this guy up here. Um, Come on. All right, so all right. Okay, so it's reaching up there just a bit at least. See if it gets up past that 50% mark. Wants to get that trade in for me. You can see the max my target right now is 5R if it gets in, and it's pretty clean. I guess that's 30-minute. I don't usually use 30-minute. Let's see. It's still pretty clean. There's a little pivot right at 5R. Management wise, if I get in, then I'll slide stops at each R level, just to protect. It's something I've never really tried before, and feel good about giving a shot for this strategy, because it's the way that the trades work is in testing is that there's going to be a handful of losses and break evens, and then every here and there's a 3 or 4 or 5R win. So that's kind of what I gotta protect, and not have a lot of in a row losses. So that's what I'm waiting for now. I will look forward to see if that enters in. See this on the UJ, just looking at it for a minute. I don't love the this extension here. It feels like it's, I suppose what would happen is on a bigger chart, those are imbalances there. So that's probably what I'm seeing is this. This and one more on the 5-minute. Like that. And then even on the 15, you can see it's all one big area. So that's interesting. I haven't noticed that before, where I've felt uneasy about this amount of space being untouched. So that's kind of cool to see it show up in terms of a higher time frame gap, or several. You can see several medium time frames for me, medium time frame. So I would like to see a minimum of a raid down to this lower 1-minute pivot, if not even all the way pulling back down to this old intermediate. All right, so with that, short-term high forming both here and up here probably necessitates another kind of reset of the position. That's a bummer. I'll watch it for a bit longer. So UJ just reached over that high time frame pivot. All right, so technically this is a setup for me here. I say technically because it is. And because I am trying to be consistent with rules rather than just being what we'll call indecisive, then I get to place trade. So I go in with a long limit right there at that blue line. Stop loss pops down, spreads distance below red line. And even though I'd like to see this all retrace and fill in first, there's possibility that you get a 1 or 2 or 3R before it does that. So I got to be consistent with my entries. So this is UJ now, this chart with all these gaps highlighted in it. I am still waiting on, oh, no, I'm not. So this one just reset. So cancel orders there. And then this whole thing is a new possibility here for setup. So that's where I look now. I can bring in my limit and stops. We do have a little gap at 50%. It's right there though. And I can use a different gap if I don't. It doesn't have to be the first gap. Actually, I prefer it when it's not the first gap. This little guy here. And this little guy here. And I'll highlight this other one since it may move lower still. Like that. So I'm actually looking at both EU and UJ right now for possibility. One long, one short. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get this. It keeps running away without me. So, um, so it's much longer than I was planning on streaming for today. First, I can do some of my other stuff that I on a daily basis. I'm doing it. No, it's actually for me. It's actually a good place to be. Is bored and kind of tricking myself into finding setups rather than actually waiting for it. So for me, I consider it a good thing that I'm just kind of bored waiting because that gives me just helps me to realize that okay, I'm not forcing anything to happen right now, which is good. So I'm gonna cancel this guy out just to move my order into that higher gap, adjust the stop to meet then the 10% overage, and put the order back in like that. Pretty quick and easy with my lines and hot buttons. And we'll set up my risk based on where I put the lines. At a 0.2%, I think is risk what I'm shooting for, 0.2. Yeah, 0.2 for right now. I like that. as I get used to everything on this platform and on this challenge. So let's see if both of these are getting close to setup or to even triggering. If I can, this one's short here for EU. And long for UJ. I like EU and UJ because they don't they correlate, but not as tightly as some of the other ones, like EU versus UCAT or something like that. So you see like almost inverse, or EU to AU, something like that. So Trader X, I didn't know that. I pretty much avoid news in every way possible. So I did hear there was a tragedy with a submarine, but I don't engage with anything like that. So unfortunately, I won't have that conversation with you right now. And it's no offense to you either. I'm not trying to be mean. I just the events all over the world, and I do hear about things and send my prayers and uh, be aware in a responsible way that doesn't impact my wife and my kids and the people around me that I'm serving directly. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, not trying to be mean. I'm gonna go grab some coffee, leave this running. Hopefully we get an entry that we can watch and manage, and start increasing account size. Get this challenge on with. There we go. You guys should be able to hear me now. I apologize. Maybe you can confirm if you do hear it. There's like a button that doesn't, like a touch button on this side, that if pushed, and I don't actually know where it is, if it's touched or pushed though, it will mute the system microphone input. So even though the streaming says that it's active, it is not. So it's kind of frustrating. It's happened a couple times recently though. So this one's actually close to entry. Shall see. We shall see. JB A J Bades. However you say that. Well, in Trader X, it's probably not gems at this point. I'm still fairly green in terms of being worthy of having gems. But I did say I'm not trading FOMC directly. I will leave trades open if there are close to, or if they're in the profit and close to news. If they're not in profit, close to stop, then I'll just close out. I had this setup that was going to be an entry down in this area from this swing up to here, but then you can see it starts making new little lows, and it has a new stop rate right here and moves up, and then entry has to be below 50% retracement and within a gap. So this one did touch the gap, but I may have been too greedy with my entry. Looks like it's gonna not work. Oh well. Oh. So best case scenario here is you get a wick down that gets me in entry, and then wants to move right back up. Still valid at this point, but okay, yeah, that's okay. Didn't close below. And what I would be watching for here at the EU, since it did get a little raid here, is now a break. Break below there. But nothing. Just missing a little bit. But again, I like to see that my idea is right, at least a bit. So like right there, oh, yeah, almost made it to. I guess I didn't adjust for actual size, but it'd be almost time to move to break even. So I'm trying to say, and that invalidates that setup. So I will cancel out that order. Does create potential for a new one, starting from that low, currently going to this high, but there's no gap yet. don't know what that noise is. Oh, there are people next door moving the trailer around. It's got squeaky wheels. See, now it's got to reset completely because I put in a new high. Now it's going lower. So it could do a raid. This is good. It's good for me to talk through these things because I'm normally just doing it in my own head. And at least now I have, like I said earlier, accountability. So. Okay, so that was a little raid there. Potentially. Oops. Got the whole control. Let's see this one here. I think they're about the same. Whoops. Properties, there we go. So this brake line. So that's where we're at there. This could be the end of the move too, so be cautious if it gets choppy up here. This was a, let's see, it was a 15-minute. Yeah, you can see the 15-minute high there. So it got taken out. It might be ready to move down lower. We shall see. Something I'm working on validating before I start trading it is the setups that form when I'm not in trend, meaning like a more reversal. So like right here, I think it would need to be a little bit bigger move, but it did come up and test this, potentially rating a higher time frame high, and then shows the signs of reversal, and it's basically the same setup, but when it happens above the moving averages. So I have to learn how to quantify that and decide when it's okay and when it's not okay. Something I've looked at in the past when exploring expert advisors is when the two moving averages are across and for a certain length of time, essentially, then it's okay. So like starting from here, right now it's been 104 minutes above. So, maybe every 200 or 250 or, something like that. It's just kind of arbitrary in terms of like what I would choose. But it's a potential way to try to catch reversals on a bigger picture. So let me put my session lines in. There we go. So like right now, there's a gap between here and here. Could potentially have a entry for short and try to get short to follow that down. But can't because it's not in my system right now. So So I think folks are still around. I don't know. Do you want me to leave the stream going and just kind of chill in case a setup forms, or are you? Well, it's my decision, but I can leave it running and just keep watching and doing my other work. If you want to keep seeing the setup form, so let me know. Understood. Understood. I know what it's like to be watching other sessions and getting sleepy. Sometimes I'll do the same thing where I go till into the London session. So all right, I think that's gonna be it. I think I'll keep watching, see if the setup shows up, but I'm gonna depart for now, folks. So this is my first live stream. My name is Zach, and I had one trade today that was a loss, and a handful of other setups that didn't quite trigger me in, which is okay. Like the one on the UJ recently would have stopped me out already, or maybe would have gotten a break even. It was pretty close. So for now, folks, farewell, and next time I stream, we'll see you then.